Davey Siegel with SiriusXM NASCAR Radio. Given what this place kind of right ahead of you, what this place kind of meant for you at the start of your career, winning here with the Wood brothers and coming back all these years later. I know you were joking that it's a different victory lane, but feelings are probably the same. What kind of feelings did this win evoke for you compared to your first one?
I really think it's just special. I feel like every win is very special. You have to cherish them. You never know when the next one's going to come. It's hard to believe it's been 7 years since I, won the first time here. Time definitely flies. Like I said, different victory lane. But I think this victory lane is pretty neat. All the fans being there and giving them an experience too. But yeah, just I don't know. I feel like you approach it a little bit differently 7 years later, and it was cool that I got my 12th win in the 12 car here where I got my first win. Like, that's just kind of a neat little tidbit. So just a really cool day. Gianna's family was here, so that was like even cooler for them to be here and support me. And I feel like we've let kind of a couple slip away in the last couple months. So it was nice to close one out and have a really good strategy all day. Jonathan did an awesome job of just sticking to our plan. And we had a car that could do it and could hold everybody off. So just as special. Maybe, I don't know. All of them are special, but that first one, it's hard to beat the first one.
Zach Sterniolo, NASCAR.com. Ryan, looking at your past week, the Today Show, the ESPYs, now a win here this weekend at a track that means a lot to you. How do you look at the kind of just the journey of your career since getting that first win here 7 years ago and where you are today?
Oh, I mean, it's I've just been fortunate to be on a cool journey. I always try to take things and appreciate them because, like I said, with the first question with wins of how special, you never know when it's going to happen again. So I feel like you have to appreciate them and appreciate the opportunities that you're given. And I've been fortunate to do some neat things this past year, especially after winning the championship, and been trying to, you try to boost the sport the best you can. Get people, to watch it. How do you get eyes on your sport? I feel like that's the hardest thing to do. How do you take somebody who doesn't know anything about your sport and get them interested in it? And that is a problem around all sports. Like, how do you make people give a shit about what you do? And I feel like meeting people, talking to them about the sport, trying to get them out. Like, the biggest thing for me, like, you just got to get them to a race. You got to get them here because it's a whole new experience. It's like watching golf on TV. I love watching golf. I know golf. But watching on TV and in person is completely different, and that's with any sport, really. You kind of see the speed and the athleticism of people. It really gives you a different perspective and appreciation for it, and I've tried to take those opportunities and try to explain to people that this is a unique sport. It's unlike any other sport. Motorsports is completely different, and just like every sport has its own little gimmicks that make it special and own abilities that make it hard to do. And been fortunate to have some cool opportunities and try to draw eyes, and you try to appreciate the people that are new to the sport, and you also try to show thanks to the people that have been around the sport for a long time. That's why I stood in victory lane for 30 minutes signing autographs, to appreciate the people who came out and camped all weekend and hung out and brought their families out. I mean, we can't do it without them folks, and this weekend was awesome with the sold-out campgrounds, sold-out grandstands. That's the way this sport should be, and I think it's on a great path right now. And hopefully we can keep it going. Yeah.
Claire B. Lang, I feel like I've been covering you for a long time, and we were talking about you were 23 years old when you won here the first time, and now you're 30 years old and a champion. Have you changed a lot? Do you feel like you're more confident, you're more mature, and you look back at 23 versus now? Look how far you've come.
I think I've matured a little bit. Not so much, but
good.
I don't know. I think you just get older and you just become a different person. Like, as you get experience on Earth, like you just understand things a little bit more as opposed to when you're a young 20-year-old. And and this sport is wild. When you get thrown into it, and I was lucky. I grew up around it and kind of saw my dad do it and kind of saw how the process was. But until you're thrown into it, you don't know how it's going to be and how you handle things. And I've just tried to take everything in stride and appreciate things along the way. Like, I think that's the biggest thing, is appreciate what you're doing, because it's a cool thing to do, but at the end of the day, it's a job, and it's a hard job. And when things are going great, rainbows and sunshine. But when things are going bad, it's how do you how do you get over those bad times? And there's a lot of them. I mean,
Yeah.
guys and teams, and they go through a lot of bad times, and it's how do you get over those and just focus on what you can do better as a human being and as a competitor. I feel like I do that a little bit better as I've gotten older. Is how do you go through the bad times and just look forward, to the horizon. And so I feel like that's the only thing that's changed. I'm still a silly, quiet kid, but like that side hasn't changed. But I feel like the professional side has changed a little bit, just in my mindset of how I approach weekends and how I approach working with my group. I feel like that's kind of the biggest thing that changed. I still drink a lot of beer, as I did at 23, probably more. But those are always fun, though.
I'm Chopper, Motorsports Today. First off, congrats on the win, Ryan.
Thanks.
But it seems like the overarching theme of this is appreciating each win, and that every single one's special because you never know when it'll be your last. But with Pocono being your first, obviously the significance of that. Have you spent the last 10 or so Pocono races since then thinking, oh my God, I want to get back to victory lane at Pocono?
I mean, I try not to think of it that way. I just try to approach each weekend of like, let's do the best job that we can, and let's like perform to the best of our ability, to my ability, to everybody on pit road's ability, and whatever happens, happens. And I really wouldn't. I don't know. Last year, I thought we had a good shot to win. I blew up leading. But other than that, like last year and this year, I never really felt like, man, I got a great shot to win the day. I always thought we were like a top 3 to 5 car at best, but never thought we had like a race-winning car. So I try not to get too hung up in like, man, I won my first race here. I really want to win here again. You always want to win at every racetrack again, or for the first time. So you just try to do the best that you can each given weekend, no matter if you have won here before or not. And I try to approach each weekend the same.